Welcome all, and thank you very much for the attendance at the prize giving ceremony. It's always good to see people take extra time to hang around, and we're not running too late with games today.
First of all, I'd like to start by thanking all the O2C crew, starting with Charles, who last year said, "Steve, I think we might be able to do this just a little bit better." And I said, "Okay, well, let's give it a go." And this is a result of Charles's vision from last year. I'd like to thank Emma, who's standing up the back in the red as her sister carefully moves away to make sure that everybody can see Emma. Emma's a little bit like Nissa, they don't like to be recognised, they like to sort of stand back and let Charles and I stand forward and take whatever glory there might be. But I would very much like to thank Emma for her support through the tournament, and also particularly on registration day on Thursday. Nissa we've already thanked, and Nissa, that also goes as a pre-birthday present, because I know your birthday's coming up very soon. So I'm sure you'll enjoy using that, darling, on your cat and on Chris if he transgresses in any way. To Lara, I can't see, Lara must be here somewhere. I'd like to thank Lara for all her media work, her drive to make sure that we actually did appear in papers, and it was certainly very helpful that Ariane and also Megan City Beauty and others were able to contribute in that way. So to Lara and all those people that assisted her, thank you very much, and that would include Ian Rogers particularly. So thank you for the support on that side. And also Kathy Rogers, who I was going to get to in other ways, but have been prompted to also mention her support in the journalistic sense. To the arbitering team, to Sean, to Simon, and to Charles. Right, I'm just trying to seek out those yellow shirts. One could say it's a thankless task, except I'm going to thank you very much. I think there was some challenging, if not controversial, decisions that had to be made over the tournament, and you guys have made those, and I think that's important about setting what we want this tournament to be. So on behalf of the players, and certainly on behalf of Charles and I'd like to thank the three of you, and Sean Cress in particular, for his dedicated advice and technical assistance for some time in getting this tournament up and running. So to the others, thank you very much. There's a whole host of other people, which I'll pass to in a minute, but I would like to, I don't know where Kathy's, where is Kathy? She's around somewhere. I said to Kathy before, she came down here, I think, expecting to have a fairly pleasant time, being that Ian was going to be doing some commentating, and Kathy would probably do some writing, and maybe just make sure that Ian was saying the right things at the appropriate time. As for those of you that are in the commentating room, you'll know exactly what I'm talking about. But she also found herself to be a very effective runner between the top boards and between Ian. So I think there's a 10K race coming up soon that you might like to take part in there, Kathy. So thank you for doing all that wonderful work. To others that have again helped in extraordinary ways with their time behind the scenes, things like collecting results, things like just being here, so that when either Sean needed something done, or Charles needed something moved, or just general assistance needed to be had, there was people there that were actually able to assist us with that. And you can see one of those people standing behind us today, and he generally does like to stand behind the trophies. I think he actually thoroughly enjoys giving things away, and he also doesn't like being recognised. Sean Ikeda, to also the rest of the team that have helped out. So we have Mirabelle, Jenny Mason, Jim Flood, and Gus Setiabudi. And we've also had Jenny Oliver, who, I'm not sure if Jenny's in the room at the moment. Hello Jenny. I would very much thank those people for their time and for their effort and for their general good humour as well throughout the 5 days, and I think they certainly helped to keep some of the arbitering team and also some of the organisers relatively sane. So thank you very much to that group. Obviously, tournaments of this magnitude and this type don't occur without the support of our sponsors, and I'm very pleased to have some of them represented in the room here today. So firstly to the Hellenic Club and to the CEO Ian Cameron, I would like to just make a comment that we have taken extensive surveys and actually interviewed a number of people via video afterwards, and it's interesting when I asked them what was their favourite thing. Many of them pointed out that the venue was certainly something that they thought was a really great leap forward for chess. So certainly from Charles and I, we would also like to say that in all our dealings with all the staff through the 4 or 5 days and even before, that things were done very quickly, very promptly, and much assistance was always there to be had, just had to go on after it. So Ian, from all of us, we would like to take this opportunity to thank you and the Hellenic Club very much. Some of our other sponsors, as mentioned before, we've got Stratagem with Jenny Oliver. So thank you again, Jenny, for your regular contributions to chess throughout the ACT, but particularly the Doeberl Cup this year. To Mind Games, who sponsored the under 1200s. To Ace with Rohan-Jones, who's been manning the bookstall and done a great job also of supplying us a steady supply of small notes, so that we could continue to ensure that various change was had for people at the right times. To Talent International and Morgan Beatty, thank you very much for your support, and also to Quick Copy for their assistance with the scorecards. Well, ladies and gentlemen, that completes, I guess, the thank yous. Of course, one last thank you. Thank you to all of you, all the players, all the overseas people that have come out to partake in this tournament. I know I've talked to a number of them. I've actually had one of them stay at my house. He didn't want to talk to me for the first 24 hours. He said he had jet lag. There must be something wrong with me because he's not talking to me. No, I'm actually joking. I'm not that bad. I actually followed him through this tournament. I was hoping that he would potentially win, but that was not the case. But I certainly wish him well in his trip back to his home country, and I wish him well for future tournaments. So thanks very much, and good luck with your chess. I'm tired too, Mirab. I'm very sorry. Thank you. Okay, and I must admit I learned a lot about Georgia as a result of his stay at my place, so I thank you for your company during that time. All right, we'll now move on to the award ceremony.